going to talk about the biggest changes in Formula One over the last decade. 2026 is going to be a remarkable season. Today I want to talk about 8 big differences that I think will have the most impact on the sport. First, we're going to talk about the bodywork of the car. So these little arch things above the tires, they're not going to be there in 2026, but in 2025, they used to be there to help dirty air flow through the bodywork. But in 2026, these little guys here, they're changing to direct the dirty air to flow through the bodywork differently. So that's one of the changes on the bodywork. Next, we're going to talk about the floor of the car. So in 2025, there's a lot of veins in the bottom of the car. In 2026, the bottom of the car are going to be much flatter. So in 2025, that was pulling down force on the car. But in 2026, it will be flatter, so the car is going to be more slidey. But it's also going to give it a bit more speed. Next, we're going to talk about the dimensions of the car. So it's going to be 100 millimeters narrower and 200 millimeters shorter. It's going to be 30 kilograms lighter, and also the tires are going to be a bit thinner, so that will give them more speed. Next, F1 is trying to become more greener by using a more sustainable fuel. So the next thing we're talking about is low-vis driving. So in 2025, they had lights around the back spoiler. But in 2026, they'll still have those lights around the back spoiler, but also they'll have little lights on their mirrors. So when it's low-vis driving, the drivers can see each other better, so they don't go crashing into each other. So next, we're going to talk about DRS. You heard me, right? So in 2025, the back spoiler, they had this little piece here flip up when they were 1 second away from another driver on straight stretches. In 2026, they will not have that, but something like that. So the back spoiler will be much flatter, but it's still going to be up a bit. And also, when they're driving and they have an opportunity to pass, they'll flip that down. That whole back piece will go flat down, and so they can go faster. So it's easier for them to pass. Next, let's talk about the drivers and what they can do inside the car. So first, we have boost. So whenever they want on the track, they have a button on the steering wheel. It says boost. They can press that, and then they can go fast. It will give them a charge from their battery. Then they can go faster, and then they can pass easier. And then our next one is overtake. So when they're within 1 second from the car in front of them, they can pass. They can do the button. They can pass easier, but that's only in 1 second from the car in front of you. So that in 2026 will mean there's probably going to be a lot more passing that you wouldn't expect. Next, we're talking about the engine, which is probably the biggest change in the whole program. It's still powered by a 1.6 liter V6 turbo hybrid engine, but now it has triple the battery capacity. This makes the car much snappier with quicker acceleration. Now there's a 50-50 split in between petrol and electric. Also, there's lots of new features for regen mode. All in all, these are going to make huge differences to how the car drives. This I have here is last year's winner, Lando Norris's McLaren car. Now, I want to know who you think is going to win this year, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win this year in my next video. Make sure you check it out.